I'm going to give you 10 questions to consider in getting your organization from chaos to control in these post-COVID-19 reboot times. We all know change cannot be mandated or forced. It has many aspects, and these aspects count. As a change manager, I need to ask myself some difficult questions before I set out to shake things up. And I must listen to the answers. So here are 10 of these questions that I would like you to consider before you set out to make things better. First question: what is my organizational culture and what is the employee's perspective on it? To mobilize a workforce to transform itself, I must know what people in the organization are thinking. I should not rely on second-hand information or make assumptions about it. Therefore, I need to invest in an organizational culture measurement tool to make sure I truly understand our culture. Only then I can begin to design a strategy that builds on synergies and fills in perception gaps. Number 2, have I created the right context for change? Did I set the stage for change? One of the most vital roles of leadership is to anticipate the organization's future and proactively respond to the challenges. Therefore, I must continually reinvent my business to maintain our competitive advantage, but not only in market position, also on procedures, processes, software, hardware, physical working space. Context is a much stronger driver for behavior than communication and telling. Number 3, am I suffering the illusion that it has been accomplished? As important as it is to find out what employees are thinking before the change, it is just as crucial to have a system for monitoring employee perception throughout the process. When it comes to communicating change, leadership must be especially careful not to suffer the illusion that it has been accomplished when you just told them. I personally gather organizational feedback immediately after the delivery of every important message, and I repeat that process often during the implementation. So here are some questions you can ask after every message you deliver. You can ask people, what in your view is the most important from the information we just covered? What do you agree with or disagree with? How would you summarize my message? Is there anything you missed in the information that I shared? And how do you think it will impact in your job and behavior? Number 4, am I giving rigorous, honest answers to difficult questions? In insecure times, employees must be able to rely on their employers to give them honest information. It allows them to make informed choices about their jobs, their careers, their futures. When I can't answer every question, it is best to tell people that I understand their concern, but I don't know the answer. It's even better to tell people that I have the information but can't release it than to withhold it or twist the truth. Number 5, can I clearly explain what's in it for them? It's by far the question that I hear most often about change. What's in it for me? And I need to ask that question for myself, and of course also for my employees, and prepare an honest and concrete answer. And of course, share that. If I find myself making up things, or if I know I will find resistance and non-belief, that's definitely something that's gonna make my change difficult. Number 6, is my communication concrete and behavior-based? Typically, organizations send 2 concurrent sets of messages about change. The first one is a set of messages that uses the formal channels of communication: speeches, newsletters, roadshows, corporate videos, value statements, and so forth. The second set is delivered more informally through a combination of off-the-record remarks and daily activities. Now, both types should focus on the desired behavior of people. The answer to these questions should be clear for all employees. What do I currently do that already supports a change? What do I have to do differently to align with the change? For today's skeptical employee audience, rhetoric without action quickly disintegrates into empty slogans and company propaganda. What I do in the hallway is much more powerful than anything I say in the meeting room. Number 7, can I paint the big but also the little picture? Vision, of course, is the big picture, and it's crucial to the success of the enterprise. It creates ambition, it creates purpose. But along with the big picture, people also need the little picture, meaning how to bring it back to my experience, my role, my context. For instance, talking about transformation is the big picture, but how we are going to do that in everyday life is a little one. Setting long-term corporate goals, the big one. The little picture here is, where do I start? Developing the overall objectives of the transformation, big picture. But what are the priorities is a little picture. Creating the mission, big picture. Where does my contribution fit in? Little picture. Finally, communicating organizational values, big picture. But what does that mean for me in my daily life is a little picture. Number 8, is it mine or theirs or our vision? A compelling vision of the future inspires employees. It sets goals, it creates ambition, as I already said. But of even greater importance is the sense of meaning that people derive from their jobs when they can tie their contributions to the fulfillment of that vision. But if the vision only belongs to top management, it will never be an effective force for transformation. So the crucial question here becomes, whose vision is it? If I want employees to feel the same kind of connection to their work that we as executives felt during the retreat, then I have to get them involved in this creation. Number 9, am I emotionally mature? To be an effective manager of change, it is not enough to engage people's logic. I also have to appeal to their emotions. As leaders gain the insight that people's skills hold the key to organizational change, human emotions take on new significance. Large-scale organizational change almost invariably triggers the same sequence of reactions: denial, negativity, a choice point, tentative acceptance, and commitment. I can facilitate this emotional process by investing in my emotional intelligence and in my human touch. And when you ignore this, it will definitely erode the transformation effort. Finally, number 10, do I know what stays the same and should not change? The greatest challenge for leaders is to know the difference between what has to be preserved and what needs to be changed. I often make a list of things that need to change, and next to it I put a list of things that will not change. It definitely creates a very different emotional response from employees around the change than when I would only talk about what is changing. These were 10 questions to consider. You will find much more tips like this in our book, The 6 Batteries of Change, and in our 5-day program, Leading and Implementing Change, which you will find on our website, www.vlerick.com.